So yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one. That's my homemade hose bib. That's what we'll call it, a homemade hose bib. Made off of the sprayer line of a sink. Which is also really cool because now I have both hot and cold water if I want it in my hose. So, we got our new location with our new tie-dyeing spot. I haven't told everybody about all this yet. We're gonna do a walkthrough and show everybody. But the main thing is, we have no hose bib out here anywhere. So, what I've come up with, because there's not one anywhere on the building, is I've taken the sprayer hose and I've cut it under the sink. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take one side of the sprayer hose and put on that. The other side coming off the faucet, put on that. And that way we will have a hose bib under our sink for when we want to wash out our tie-dyes, or more importantly, like right now when I need to use the pressure washer on the back porch and need a hose pipe. So let me get the light up under there and show you what all's going on. I already cut this hose. I did that off camera. And I did go ahead and assemble all this. All this is two 3/8 MIP barbs, a 3/8 FIP T, a bushing that goes from 3/8 to 1/2, and then a 1/2 FIP on the back to regular garden hose on the front valve. It's the only one I could find that was 1/2 FIP on one side and 3/4 for male for garden hose on the other. Alrighty, let me get the light and I'll show you what we're working with. So, if you look under here, let me get my lighting situation a little better. So, if you look under here, you'll notice I've got this hose that I have cut off. Ooh. That hose that I have cut off in order, it runs up. That's the sprayer hose. It was attached, just fine when we moved in here. And I went ahead and took a pair of 10 snips to it. But, all for good reason. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and attach the sprayer hose to one side with a hose clamp, and the faucet side, the hose hanging in here, to the other side of our fancy adapter fitting I made. And then I guess I'm going to secure it probably to that pipe, just using, like zip ties, something like that. And we'll secure it up, and that way we will have our hose bib. I've already got this thing tightened down pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here like this. I'm going to hang it just like that. As you see, that way we can turn it on and off easy, connect the hose to it easy. Everything will be easy peasy. So let's get to putting the hose attachment on this. First things first, we need to feed this sprayer hose back down through there, because otherwise we won't be able to get it on. Oh, make sure and take my clamp off. Okay, so I'll feed this sprayer hose back down through there so that we can reinstate our sprayer. I might buy a nicer sprayer. That's the one that came with the place, but it'll work for now. So, roll the tripod out. Okay, so now, what we're going to do is, we have this hose and this hose. We need to connect them both back together, obviously. So what we're going to do is, slide our clamp on. Go ahead and push this one on. Make sure and get your valve sitting the direction you want it and all that. I think our ultimate mounting goal is going to be right here. I could put it on the wall, obviously, but I don't think I want to go that route. Considering it comes down right there, I think we're going to mount it right there. Just like that. So we have to have enough room to turn the corner too, So we might mount it a little further forward, but yeah. Either way, this one needs to go on here, and the other one's gonna go on the other side. So let's start putting it together. That one on there. We'll run it down good, but we'll wait and get it on the other side first in case we need to move it at all. I got a brand new hosey clamp. Put that on this one. And then we're gonna go ahead and slide it on down. Okay, so I'm gonna be real careful with this to make sure and get it on there all the way, because we don't want it to be leaking under here, that's for sure. And yes, these barb fittings are a little too big for this pipe. However, the next thing, closest thing they had was 1/4 inch, and it was way too small, so oversized gonna have to do it. They will fit on there though, so it'll just be good and leak free, right? Okay. So now that we got it all the way on there, we just have to tighten it down and we can mount it to that pipe. So let's get cracking on that. I probably should have gone just a hair longer on that one, but that's okay. That is okay. We'll just move it back a little bit. Sprayer works good right there, so we're gonna tighten down all these clamps and we'll be good to go. Got a clamp on both sides. We'll tighten that one down a little more. Good and tight. You don't want to tighten it down too much, it'll pop the hose. It'll put a kink in your hose. Okay. We'll tighten this one down good. She'll be ready to rock and roll after this. Okay. So, all that's on there. Now all I have to do is zip tie our valve to the pipe. I mean, yeah, I could mount it better and permanently, of course, but this is only a temporary location for us, only for about a year. So we're just gonna zip it right there. The valve is off. If you want to check that. Don't want water spray everywhere the first time we turn it on. Let's go ahead and we'll test it before we zip tie it all up. So let's see, does it leak? I don't see any drippies. Sprayer still works. No drips, no leaks. Nope. We'll crank it up a little higher to make sure. We'll turn on both hot and cold. All the pressures. See, our sprayer still works real good. Hot and cold, obviously. Still goes in there pretty easy. So I wouldn't even have to mount it. I could just leave it loose flopping around down here, but that's not very professional now, is it? So we're going to zip it, which is almost equally unprofessional. That's okay. So we get it where we want it, which is like this. And then we just zip it. Okay, so I got it on there. I went ahead and threw some zip ties on it. And I know it's not the most professional thing, but hey, it's on there pretty darn good. Valve works, tested it. As you can see, look at this. Got hot, we got cold. We got sprayer, works good. Even comes up and down good. Does need a new grommet in that part. It's been leaking ever since we got here. And then we got that. No drips, no drips, no drips, all good. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one. That's my homemade hose bib. That's what we'll call it, a homemade hose bib. Made off of the sprayer line of a sink. Which is also really cool because now I have both hot and cold water if I want it in my hose. So we got our brand new hoses here. Let's see, fiber jacket. Garden hose. We only got a 25 footer because we're literally just going right outside the door and we didn't want too much hose all down here. So we'll grab our Teflon. So we'll do the sprayer side. so that it doesn't leak. Side note, I've never had a hose sprayer that didn't leak. Not even a brand new one. But maybe this one won't, since we're gonna seal it up real good. We're also gonna seal it up real good in case, you know, we forget to turn it off. That way it doesn't just pour water under the sink. So we got that one, our brand new sprayer. We'll give it an extra cinch with a wrench in a minute. A cinch with a wrench. Okay. And this one, we'll put a little piece of Teflon on that too. Get it sealed up good. And a little piece of Teflon tape on there. And we'll screw on our expert garden hose. Okay, got the hose connected on there, tightened down with a wrench and ran out the door. So now we're gonna test it and see what we got. Alrighty, let's turn it on. Looks like it's pressurizing. Oh, buddy, look at that. Alrighty, let's crank up the pressure. We'll turn up the high too. Oh yeah. Yeah, that works pretty good. And see, we still have a sprayer. But man, that's quite effective. Alrighty. That looks like it's gonna work pretty good, because you know, all we're gonna really be using this hose for is like washing out tie-dyes and stuff. So that'll primarily be the one that we use. Oh, it's hot too. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. That's a good jet of water there. Oh. And it builds pretty good pressure too. Look at that. Yeah, that's a good mist, man. Alrighty, I'm pretty happy with this project. We just needed a way to be able to get a water hose outside so we could rinse our tie-dyes out. And look at that. That's pretty happening. The mist settings, all of it works pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. Alrighty. Well, there it is, folks. Homemade hose bib adapter from the sprayer line of the sink. Like I said earlier, I'm pretty proud of this one. I can make a block off for this too. I have a plug for it to where the pressure would all be going through there, but you don't really have to have it as long as you don't have any kinks in the hose or anything. It's all right. And this way the pressure, you know, this works this way for a reason. It keeps the pressure from getting too high and blowing the seals in here. So we're gonna leave it uncapped like that, and I think it's gonna work great. But alrighty, folks, y'all have a wonderful day.